What's up, guys? It's SRC bringing you the long-awaited, much-anticipated assault rifle tutorial. In this video here, I'm going to walk through every assault rifle and show you in detail what I think is good and what I think is not so good about all the different assault rifles. You'll get to see some private video showing the shot patterns for each gun, as well as some live gameplay showing you what each gun actually plays like in the game. And so to start off here, we're going to start with the M4. Now, this is a gun that I like a lot. It's pretty average. It has a pretty good fire rate, which makes up for its damage. And that's something that you'll see here. It does fire off pretty quickly. It has a pretty concentrated shot pattern, even without the kick proficiency. And so that's one of the reasons that I like it. I have found that the more shots that you can put on target, the better your chances of killing somebody. And so you'll see here in the gameplay that people do tend to die pretty quickly, and it's because there's so many shots being put on target. This is actually the first gun that I ended up getting the gold camo on, and it's something that I think is a pretty solid weapon. It's definitely not the best, but it's a good weapon. And then going to the M16, this is probably the worst assault rifle in Modern Warfare 3. It is accurate, sure, I'll give it that, but it's pretty slow. It's a 3-burst weapon, and the iron sights are not that great, and overall it just doesn't do a ton of damage, not at all like the Type95. And so if you're looking for a 3-burst weapon, this is not it. You would definitely want the Type95. I don't know what else to say about it. It just seems like it's definitely probably one of the worst guns in the game. And you'll see here, I do get some pretty good kills with this. I actually went 23-3 in this game with the M16, but it's definitely a gun that you just need to play really defensively with and catch people off guard, because it does take a couple of bursts to kill them, and it does seem a little bit slow between bursts. Like I said, I would definitely not use that weapon. The SCAR is one of my favorite assault rifles. This is another solid choice. I really like the way it sounds in the game. It just sounds kind of beastly. It's again going to put some pretty good targets, shots on target. There's a pretty concentrated bullet pattern, even without the kick proficiency, which I like. And it has a pretty good balance between damage and fire rate. So it's not the fastest weapon in the game. It's not the highest damaging weapon in the game, but it's pretty good at both of those. And so this is definitely a solid weapon to use, probably in my top 3 assault rifles. And then going over to the CM901, this is a gun that I don't think is very good. I would say, though, it's good enough. And people want, a gun variety. The 901 would definitely be a decent choice. You can see here, it does have a little bit of bounce when it shoots. And the fire rate is definitely slower, but it does more damage. And so if you are an accurate shooter, if you can put shots on target, it's definitely a gun that's worth using because it does kill pretty quickly. So I guess it just kind of depends on your play style. But it's definitely a viable gun in the game. If I was looking for something just to have some fun with and some variety to mix it up, the 901 is worth playing, but it's definitely not the best. The Type95, now there's been a lot of talk about this gun. This is actually probably debatable. It's pretty almost safe to say that this is the best assault rifle in the game, and maybe the best gun overall in the game. It's a 3-burst weapon with rapid fire. It's very quick between shots, and it's a lot of times a 1-burst kill on targets. And this is the gun I find giving me the most problem in the game. I'll see some people that are good with the Type95 are just hard to compete against, and you'll think that you're getting your shots on target first, and then they'll catch up and they'll just 1-burst you. So you can see here, it's just a quick 1-burst kill. You get behind in a gunfight and you can still win it, and it's really pinpoint accurate downrange. With this, I do like to use either the iron sights and quick draw, or using the red dot and then using a different perk like hardline. And so, I definitely got some good gameplay with this. I try not to use it a lot, but it's definitely a good gun. Now, the G36, this is another one of those guns that it is playable. It's definitely an okay, viable option, but it's definitely not a contender for the best assault rifle. The iron sights here you can see are really bad. It's really huge iron sights, so you almost have to use a red dot with it. And then you can see the shot pattern there. It goes really high up in a straight line unless you really compensate for it on the trigger. So the kick proficiency is almost definitely necessary with it. And from a fire rate damage standpoint, it's not great at either. But you know, it's a playable assault rifle. It definitely does some work, but there are ones that are better. And so, you know, not a gun I'll use very often, but when I pick it up on the ground, you know, I'm not too disappointed with it. The ACR is a gun that, again, it's just another one of those guns that I personally don't think is very good. It is a playable weapon again, though. It definitely is good at fire rate, good at damage. It, you know, has an okay shot pattern. You know, I would definitely use the kick proficiency on it. I think the silencer kills this weapon a little bit. You definitely notice that you have to hit people quite a few times to kill them with a silencer. And so, you know, it's a gun that some people really like it. Some people compare it to the SCAR. I just think the SCAR is definitely superior. I think the SCAR does more damage, has a little bit a better job when it has a silencer on it. So the ACR, again, is one of those guns where, you know, if you're looking for gun variety, if you pick it up off the ground, it's an okay weapon. It'll do the job, but it's certainly not going to be my go-to gun in this game at all. And then the MK14. This is your single-shot weapon. It's definitely very accurate, does high damage, has long range. It's you know, kind of like an assault rifle version of a sniper rifle. The reason I don't like it is because you are required to be pinpoint accurate with your aim, because being a single shot weapon, it's hard to get multiple shots on target quickly. And unless you're really on point, you're going to lose to people that are spraying with a high fire SMG or a high fire fully automatic assault rifle. It's usually about a 2 to 3 burst kill. I haven't really seen any one burst or one shot kills unless you're getting them in the head, of course. And you know, it just seems really slow. You know, and then of course there's the work that you just have to constantly be pulling the trigger every time you want to fire a bullet, which can get a little old. The AK-47 is a gun that I really like. It's probably not, you know, a contender for one of the best assault rifles. I just like the way it plays. It just has a different feel to it. It is a little bit bouncy, and so the kick proficiency definitely will help with this. But you can see it puts a pretty wide bullet pattern left and right and up and down, which, you know, for somebody like me with the way I shoot is probably a good thing, because it probably will put some shots on target that I normally would have missed. But, you know, the AK-47, like I said, it's fun. It's a gun I've used quite a bit in this game. It's probably not going to be the best choice, but, you know, I would say it's probably my top 3 or 4 assault rifles. You know, I'll probably play with it quite a bit. I think it does a pretty good job. It has a decent fire rate, a decent amount of damage, and so, you know, you can definitely win some gunfights, like you'll see here, that one there. And it's pretty accurate, pretty deadly at long range too, which is definitely something I look for in an assault rifle. The FAD, or the FAD, I'm not sure which of the two you would call it, but this is the last assault rifle, and people always ask me about this one probably more than any others, just because it is something that you only unlock for a couple levels, and then if you prestige, it's gone. With this, you know, it kind of plays like with the way the iron sights and the reload, kind of like the Type95, but it is fully automatic. The thing with this is it has probably one of the fastest fire rates of all the assault rifles, and it goes, you know, definitely really quick. I like to fire in more of short bursts at long range. The damage isn't great on it, but you're putting so many bullets on target that it just kills pretty quickly. And you can see that it's just, you know, it's almost like an SMG version of an assault rifle. I really like it. I've played with it quite a bit here, and I'm definitely enjoying it. I don't really like the iron sights on it unless you have quick draw, and so I like to use the red dot on it. So to sum things up, the best assault rifles in this game are the Type95, the SCAR, the M4, and the FAD. Some good weapons if you're looking for some gun variety are the ACR, the CM901, the G36, and the MK14. And the weapon I don't recommend using is the M16. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope some of this was helpful. If you could, just give me some comments and suggestions. And if you could give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, where you'll see Modern Warfare 3 videos coming daily. Thanks a lot.